virus from one side of this world to the other, then you may.
Let's get into it right now.
Bro, watch my nigga Jalen Rose, though. Look at my nigga Jalen Rose. Tell me that ain't, that's a fucking robot or some shit.
Tell me when to pause if you feel like it.
Look at this nigga.
Tell me when to pause if you feel like it.
I'll pause. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, no, if the content goes, if you want to interject on something, tell me to pause when you feel like it. So I'm going to bring it back again. You know what I mean?
Bro, watch my nigga Jalen Rose, though. Look at my nigga Jalen Rose.
Wow.
Tell me that ain't, that's a fucking robot or some shit. That ain't no fucking human being. Look at this nigga. He didn't move, blink, or nothing.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters, which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a
Could you pause this?
who is under a hypnotic trance.
All right. I'm not surprised
Take your ear off.
I'm not surprised about this about Bill Clinton, right? Because I recently read a book, really in-depth book about the biography of him. He's connected to, above all things, Tyson Chicken. They're all from Arizona, and weirdly, oddly enough,
he's from Arkansas.
Arkansas. My bad.
Correct.
Not Arizona.
You know what I mean?
Arkansas.
Yeah, I know.
Weirdly enough, so is Jerry Jones, the one who was found in that little racist photo. All right. Well, what a lot of people don't know about Arkansas, they became a major hub about a drug intake.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go back to that Iran-Contra, you're gonna find out the pilot that was. The deal was the U.S. supplied them guns and they got drugs. The pilot was out of Arkansas. Okay. Bill Clinton's brother was a major dude in the cartel.
And they're tied in that the whole freeway Ricky Ross.
Don Tyson was they were
No, I'm talking about the Iran-Contra thing.
Right.
That's the whole freeway Ricky Ross thing.
All of that. All of that.
Continue.
That's what I'm saying, there was what they called the Dixie Mafia. Okay, the southern states and their whole. You got to understand, the U.S. went to war on the ports. Okay, when they went to war on the ports, that created. Okay, usually you was getting it from Colombia, Peru. You feel me? They went to war on the ports. That is what interjected Mexico. Okay, I used to live in El Paso, Texas. I never understood.
No, the bottle.
Huh? No. I never understood anything about the Border Patrol because we used to drive a mile. It's literally like riding straight to Cheswick or Springdale, whichever's closest.
Right. Wherever that is.
El Paso, right? We used to drive into Juarez.
I'm talking about Cheswick.
Juarez is controlled by the Medellin cartel now. This is when I was like 9, 10. Okay? So, lots changed. Now, why I say that is this is where Arkansas becomes a big thing because they're landlocked with Mexico. They used to fly it into Arkansas. This is where he got all his money and became president. They were one of the richest people. Him and Hillary robbed them. Clinton chased to rob them back. But his brother was a major drug lord. Then they were tied in with Don Tyson.
Talk to your audience, not me.
I apologize. Then there's Don Tyson, the major Tyson Chicken. She was doing chicken, supplying coke and chickens. And they were tied to the Oklahoma City bombing. They were tied to 3 other things. You got to read this documentary, but I don't want to go too far, but I'm not surprised that this dude was made as a clone because this dude had major influence. You can go back to the dude they killed on the White House lawn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does look brain dead at this point. Like he didn't even. I don't even think he blinked his eyes. I mean, you people can check me on it, but I don't even think he blinked his eyes. Look at his face right now. Just look at it. You know what I mean? Just look at it. It doesn't look like he looks soulless. He looks soulless. But let's go ahead and
They
continue.
use body doubles for presidents when they think they're. So it's not surprising because this man made a lot of enemies. So they probably had him one of them little clothes
Well,
standing.
who's to say even like at this point? Who's to say he's even exist
anymore?
Let's get you ready.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back into the content. Hold on, what happened? How come we can't hear it? What happened? How can we get back into the content?
It's like television.
Bro, watch my nigga.
Clinton was nothing more than a puppet.
Just had to bring it back, I guess.
Puppet masters, which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
Yeah, it does. Okay. The content was playing.
Let's just look how crazy it looked.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, the content was playing.
There's something wrong with the world.
Okay. Yeah.
You can feel it when you watch television. There's just something not right.
I'm gonna
with what's
stop
going
this
on.
right here, man. Like,
Look at this footage.
I'm just sorry. You're gonna have to, like, again. I remember Jalen Rose from Michigan. Was it what did he play for?
Fab Five.
5'5". You know what I'm saying? I only remember that team from basketball and the team with UNLV with homeboy with the gold tooth. Larry Johnson.
Grandmama.
Yeah. I remember that's the only thing I remember. You know what I'm saying? But sir, this does not look like a human being. Look at him. Look at him.
Here. This is
Look
a
at him.
well-known broadcaster from ESPN.
And then you got to look at the understanding of the person, not to try to push anything on anybody or interject, but you got to understand the person is actually doing the doc. He don't even know who he is. He called him a well-known person. You trying to say what I'm trying to say?
Yo, you know what's interesting about this? I would like to know the time that this happened, right? Because there was a point to where ESPN fired Jalen Rose, okay? Because he body bagged your boy that's on there with Shannon Sharp now.
Skip Bayless?
Skip Bayless.
Okay.
All right. He went and did the research, found out Skip had always praised himself for being this, great basketball player for his insight on these, because he was harsh on basketball players. Right. So Jalen went and did the research, body bagged this dude. So it would be interesting to find out when this actually happened, because I could see why they would replace Jalen, because like Skip went on to Fox. Like, yo, that's pretty much dissimilar as Jay-Z being murdered by Nas in a rap battle, but yet he went forward. You just discredited to somebody.
Keep on cooking. Yo.
Live on TV, and the man you discredited, he gets a raise on a bigger network. That don't make sense. So, yeah, I definitely like to see when this happened, because the time frame would really be interesting to me. Because Jalen Rose also just recently broke off his engagement, and for it to be Molly Karam Rose, and all of a sudden, no rock, no ring, but no fuss, in a world of so much press, you gotta ask yourself why there was not a big stink about this whole breakup. So when you see that they got themselves is it robotic, or is it just a remade Jalen? Yo, that's ESPN Network. And again, Skip Bayless, you got discredited. You got a raise and a boost in network. That don't happen. And now I'm looking at a guy that did it to you, that made this dude ain't real. So what did they do to the real Jalen? when he did that to you? You know what I'm saying? It begs to ask that question, bro.
Yeah, I say like this.
Because he's not with his wife no more. So maybe she ain't have a thing for robots.
I enjoy or he's just not that no more. I mean, I don't want to, like, because this is my thing. I don't watch sports. So
okay,
therefore,
you know about the Fab Five. Let me tell you about something, okay? Do you know what they're famous for? The greatest team that never won it.
All right,
that's what the Fab Five is.
You're gonna let's stick with the. I know. See, I wish you would have did this when we was talking sports with you, but I want to stick to the content. I don't want to.
No branches.
Yeah. Let's stay here.
And yet it looks like Westworld.
Stay grounded.
What are we missing here, ladies and gentlemen? What don't we understand? We're going to be asking the tough questions.
That looks crazy.
About who these people are on the television.
Ooh.
These clones, these robots that seem to glitch before our very eyes. What is going on with the world? If you pay attention, they now want to plug you into the Matrix. Did you see the all-seeing eye there? What is it with these people, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe part of the answer is happening with the Kardashians. Meet Chloe. Chloe the clone. Does she remind you of anyone? When I saw her, all of a sudden, I just started seeing Denise Richards and Scarlett Johansson. Had to wonder about the video guy there. Do you see it, or is it just me? And there's more. There's much more. Who are these people? Who is Chloe the clone, really? And why use clones, ladies and gentlemen? Why not just use real people? So many questions, so few answers. But you know that you're thinking the same thing deep down inside you. You know there's something wrong with these politicians. You know there's something wrong with these reporters. This little group of people that just seem to echo each other and ignore.
And show it right in our faces.
Of
That's a commercial.
It's as if the system has been hijacked. It's as if
they're two different
humans
women.
are no longer in control. These are actual different people. Heather Graham, Jayma Mayos, Michael J. Fox, Scott Wolf.
They're different people.
Also the other Bush brother.
Let me see
Lucy
if I can pull up the
Hale,
video.
Selena Gomez. Who are these people? Jennifer Carpenter, Hope Solo.
I just want people to see.
You might think they're the same people. Look at this one. Lynn Summer Alder and Rob Lowe. Rosalind Sanchez, Nicole.
I never really saw that, but I always saw those two.
Look at these two.
It was like standout beauty.
Clones? Is one real and not the other? How about Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Javier Bardem? Or Judy Greer and Anne Hesh? Ladies and gentlemen. What about Renee Zellweger and Joey Lauren Adams?
Sheesh. They're all actors. That's the whole thing about it.
Robbie ML and Colin.
It'd be different. They was in a different field.
And there's more. What about Evan Rachel Wood and Alexandra Breckenridge?
I get it. That's why I was just thinking,
Are they
like,
clones?
they're
What are
all in the
chances
same
all these
field,
people
bro.
Look alike? Kate Blanchett, Anna Torv. Does it feel like the show The Fringe out there? Oh, Homer Bailey and Christopher Bale.
Not there.
Are these clones? What about Helena Christensen and Cameron Diaz? Are they clones? Jessica Biel, like the devil. Christy Turlington, Dan Radcliffe, Elijah Wood. These two. It's amazing.
I I think your
Who are
mind
these
is
people
blown.
on television? Look at this one, Joseph Levitt and Heath Ledger. Is there more? Oh yeah, there's plenty more. Chris Humphreys, Taylor Lautner. Oh, this is the worst. Bob Saget and Stephen Colbert. Bradley Cooper, Paul McDonald. You notice that one? What about Megan Fox and Tamara Esselstone? What about Linda and Mila? What about these two? What about Paul Rudd and Ben Affleck? You might think these are the same people. No, let's not miss this one. Courtney Cox and Nelly Furtado. Look. Keisha and John Travolta. Is that not a keeper? They'll never be the same again. Have you noticed that some of these, quote-unquote female celebrities aren't even female at all? You don't even know who these people are. But you idolize them and worship them. Why is that? It's part of the plan. One thing is for sure is that, these people on television are not your friends. And they're script readers. They're reading a script, part of the psyop, setting you up. But why? If they're the puppets, who's the puppet masters out there, ladies and gentlemen? Have you ever asked yourself the question, if there's clones, do they have a soul?
That's a question.
Wouldn't they be the perfect shuttle, if you will, for demons? If they didn't have a soul, they could be just fully under the control
Bodysuits
of the demons. What do the clones think? Now here's where it really gets troublesome. How do you know that you're not a clone? Oh well, you'd laugh at that one. But how would you know? How do you really know how you got here? You think you know. But now imagine if you are a clone. How do you know that, where you came from? You don't know.
React. React. React, sir. I need you to react.
Alright, there's a lot to that one. And while you stuck on that picture, okay, that's Rachel Nichols, right? She's a long-time broadcaster on NBA Live, the games. Well, she got pissed, she got bumped by the black chick that made her name on ESPN. She's no longer doing NBA Live. Did you know that?
No.
That's it's interesting to look at some of these people that they used as clones, because at the end of the day, if you know the background and situations, like Rachel Nichols, she got caught.
We got the whole setup. Somebody's supposed to pull up. Go ahead.
So now she was set up to basically get caught to get canceled, because she was in her hotel room and they taped a personal conversation. They heard her talking about the girl, what is her name? She's on NBC now, either which way. I can't think of her name right now. But she was, notorious because she was a sideline, college football, basketball, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they gave her the job. Rachel bitched that she had the contract. It was in her contract, she was supposed to get it, that they just gave it to her on some black policy, you had to give it to a black person type thing. And she got caught on her phone in the hotel. So when you see her, it's like all these people had reasons that actually give you pause. Did they just wipe them out? Because she caused a major thing for ESPN and that. And NBC ended up picking up the chick. And I keep trying to think not Michelle. I can't think of her name right now. But, she went to NBC. They ended up getting more money. And they fired Rachel later. So that's one of the interesting clones. You see the thing between I didn't even catch it between Scherzinger and Nelly Furtado. That was crazy because I was following her since Pussycat Dolls, because she was one of those girls that it had been rumored she had so much talent, but Hollywood wasn't going to let her get exposed unless they had a leash. So to see that, yeah, and she went to the whole bulimic and everything that they, like, that's a crazy story to follow up.
And do you think there's something to it?
I think there's a lot to it, because, and especially when they connected it to possible vessels for demons, because that's what they were pretty much trying to create with man suits. And then the other part that they said about the souls. Do clones have souls? Well, you have to do some research on some things, because to me it connects back to angels. When angels created Nephilim, if the formula was only for man and woman to create a child and that soul to be returned, when angels had children with humans, did that soul return? That's where you get ghouls. I think you learn about ghouls, demons, jinns, depending on what the angels slept with.
Jinns.
Right.
That's the Muslims, that's their devil.
Basically.
Educate the people about that.
Okay. And the Muslim religion, that's their form of demons, so to speak. Okay. But jinns can be good or bad, though. And that's genies. Genies are supposed to be either the children of jinns or jinns themselves that were trapped. But when you go into learning the different things about the different religions, they all have a remix. So you got demons, ghouls, you got haunted spirits, and all these things. But when you go in to do your research about angels and Nephilim, you understand, okay, well, it goes back to the soul question. Do clones have souls? Well, men and women created babies with souls. Did Nephilim have souls? And they were created. And if you read the book of Enoch, it goes into, not to go in depth, but it goes into they went beyond sleeping with humans to sleeping on animals.
No, go in depth.
Okay.
This is what it's
so
for.
It goes into, okay. So they go into sleeping with animals. So for me, when you look back into history, all the myths we read about the Romans, the Greeks, they just changed the names between Apollo and Zeus and their gods, Ares and all of that.
So you're saying that it was the same entity, but they just changed the name of the entity.
I think the primitive people that have a god that doesn't speak and doesn't see, who throws angels that he empowered back to earth, would seem like God to those people. And in those, you look at the religions that they created, for instance, before Catholicism, the Romans were with Apollo, Athena, and all, or no, Athena was Greek, but Apollo and all of them, okay? So look at how they began. Cronus, the Titans went to war. So when you go back into your biblical, okay, you had giants that were going to war, and the giants were created as Nephilim. They were angels' children going to war against God. Interesting thing enough, Israel in Hebrew translate to he who wrestles with God. But let's go back to these angels and Nephilim. So you look at this, okay, Apollo, Zeus, the Norse things. You had these gods that were terrible gods that raped and pillaged citizens and animals. That's there, hence you get centaurs, mermaids, minotaurs, half man, half beast, demigods. Demigods are Nephilim. The gods themselves, the angels represented. Follow the trail of the fallen angels when they fell to earth. Most of them fell to the mountains, the valley of death. The stories, nobody returned from those mountains. You got Yetis and Bigfoots. Again, half man, half animal creatures. Did anybody ever question why the smallest people in the world are the most logical people in the world? built the biggest damn wall in the world?
What are you talking about? The
Chinese.
Great Wall of China?
Yes. Because they knew there were giants up there. Didn't David battle one?
So are you theorizing that they built the Great Wall of China to keep out giants?
They didn't just build the Great Wall of China. They didn't deal with Europe for 700 years. Why did you not deal with people neighboring you? Same thing. They blocked them out. Big ass wall, and they were shut out. They shut out Europe.
And I don't know. I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
You're not being challenged here. We're not debating. How big is the Great Wall? Not the length of it. I know the length of it is.
Height.
The height. I'm talking about the
I
height.
should have actually did the research to give you that number.
Go ahead and Google it real quick.
You know what I'm saying? So
Go ahead and Google it real quick. We'll edit this out.
On my phone. So
I want to because it say if it's only like 10 feet high.
what is the height of the Great Wall of China? Oh wait.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Your
this.
phone?
Ow.
Hold on. What's my phone at?
Yeah, it's tripping. It's download right now. Updates. But yeah, bro. Even when you go far as to do more research into the Odysseus, the Iliad, that whole Odyssey, the islands, and everything that goes with that. That was said to be an underground journey, kind of like if you rode down River Styx type thing. And then me being a big fantasy guy, right, into kings, queens, dungeons, dragons, all of that. Mm-hmm. So you follow that back. You know, you had the characters that were dwarves. You always had a Middle Earth. You know what I'm saying?
According to Google's,
Got you.
the Great Wall of China is 25.6 feet high.
Exactly. Now think about that. The average Chinese man is 5'4", 5'5".
So
and
your
now we're
conjecture
going
is
back in the years, go back centuries.
Mm-hmm.
If they small now, they were smaller then.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need a 20 foot high wall? You're a logical people. You do not expend energy for no reason other than one that makes practical sense to you. So now it's practical to build a 25-foot wall all the way. Think of the labor, think of the money expended. You're really going to build a wall that big with no purpose. Now check the distance of that Great Wall of China. How far did they build that wall, bro?
13,170 miles.
I believe the width of the United States is somewhere around 1,800 miles.
I don't know.
You build a 25-foot wall 13 miles long for no reason at all. You obviously were keeping something out the whole way around. Don't you build a fence around your yard to keep out unwanted? Okay, well, you didn't need a 20-foot high privacy wall, did you?
I get what you're saying. So your conjecture is it was for giants.
I think that there were a lot of
just different entities.
Yes,
different
like
entities.
You said, giants among them. Yes,
monitors.
Yes.
Half man, half bulls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And we're going to wrap that up, and you get the last word on that one because we're just shooting the shit. You know what I mean?
That is a beautiful thing to do.
Clip.
Yeah, baby. When last you year, I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made.